Hello, friends. We have been doing a lot of comparing in math. So today we're going to keep working on that and we're going to learn some signs to use to compare numbers. So get this paper and your regular pencil. Okay. First, I want to show you some ways that we compare numbers. This is something we learned about last week. How many beads do you see? 5. Okay, I'm going to put that here. How many beads do you see? Yep, it's the same, 5. So if I were going to compare these two groups, I would say they're the same or equal. So I would have to write this sign. An equal sign. 5 equals 5. Or I could also say 5 is the same as 5. They're the same. Okay, let me move that down a little bit so we can look at 2 more numbers to compare. Okay, let's see. Here we go. How many beads do you see? 4. How many beads do you see? 1. Okay, if we compare these two, what word would you use to compare them? We know how many. Let's think of our comparing words. Greater than or fewer than. Sometimes we say less than too. Greater than or fewer than. Which one is more? 4. So we would say 4 is greater than 1. So let me show you how we make that sign. We've compared and used the words, but we've never made the sign. You saw in the video that they used an alligator mouth, and they say the alligator eats the number that is the most. So let me show you how I draw it. I make 2 dots, and then in the middle of the 2 dots, I make an imaginary line to a dot way back here. And then I draw a line from this dot to this one, and from this dot back to this one. Okay, so there is that mouth opening up to the greater number. And this says 4 is greater than 1. Okay, let's compare one more group because we're going to be using these symbols on our paper. So we really need to know how to make them. Okay. Yes. Hold on, let me start with something different. I'm going to pick some of your favorite color. How many beads do you see? 3. Now, our golden bar. How many are on our golden 10 bars? 10. That's why they call them 10 bars. There's 10 beads. Okay, let's compare these two. Which one has more beads? The 10 bar. Which one has fewer beads? 3. So let's put this sign in the middle to compare them. Remember, the mouth is going to open to the bigger number or the larger quantity, which is, we already found out, is 10. So let's make our 2 dots. And then I'm going to go in the middle. Is my mouth open to the bar that has the most beads? Yep, this one has the most. Now how I would read this number sentence would say 3 is less than 10. Okay, so 3 is less than 10. Okay, we are going to use these signs on our paper. So let me get our paper on my workspace. I'm going to slide these over here to remind me of my signs. Less than, greater than, equal to. Okay, let me get my name on my paper. E. Okay, I'm seeing something we've been using a lot of, 10 frames. We're going to compare this 10 frame with this 10 frame. Let's see how many are on this 10 frame. I counted 5. I bet some of you figured that out in a different way. You knew that if all the dots fill up the top row, that is 5. You probably didn't even have to count. So I'm going to write a 5 over this 10 frame. Let's see how many's on this. Okay, this top frame is full. 5 and 1 more makes 6. 5 and 6. Which symbol am I going to use? I have to open that mouth to the 10 frame that has the most dots. Okay. Dot, dot, dot in the middle. That says 5 is less than 6. I can see that mouth is open to the larger number. Okay, let's look at these two. We have to compare them. I got 6. Count to make sure I'm right. Okay, now you tell me this one. 5. I know I need to open that mouth to the 10 frame that has the most. Which one has the most? I made my dots, so now I can draw my open mouth. This says 6 is greater than 5. Okay, let's keep going. 5 again. How many do you see on this 10 frame? That's what I got too, 4. Which one has more? Okay, let's open our mouth that way. Five is greater than 4. Let's look at these two 10 frames. I got 4, check that. Did you get 4 too? Okay, let's look at this one. The whole top row is filled up, so what do we know? That is 5. That's right. All right, now, which one has more? 5. So which symbol am I going to use? I have to open my mouth up towards the 5. Got my dots. 4 is less than 5. Okay, I know you'll know this right away. How many do you see? 1. That's right, 1. I'm going to count these. 7. Did you get 7? 7. This one is very easy to tell which one has more. This 10 frame is almost full. So we know that 7 is more than 1. But now we have to figure out what symbol to use. We have to open our mouth towards the greater number. We're going to be using this one again. 2 dots in front of the greater number. 1 in the middle behind the number that has the least amount of dots. Then we can draw our line. 1 is less than 7. How many do you see on the bottom? 1. How many do you see on this 10 frame? 0. Interesting. Which one has more dots? Yes, just 1 more dot. Okay, now we have to figure out our sign. We'll put our 2 dots by the greater number and that 1 middle dot by the number that has the least. Then we can draw our lines. This says 1 is greater than 0. Say that with me. 1 is greater than 0. Okay, let's go back up here and we'll compare these two 10 frames. 5 on the top, 2 on the bottom. I'm going to count on 5, 6, 7. Let me make my 7. How many did you see here? That's what I saw too. 4. Which 10 frame has the most dots? 7. Okay, what symbol are we going to use? We have to open that mouth towards the greater amount of dots. Okay, 2 dots by the greater number. 1 dot in the middle of the number that has the least amount. And draw your lines. This says 7 is greater than 4. 3 is less than 5. Okay, my friends, you have 4 more 10 frames to compare. You'll be using the same signs: less than, greater than, equal to. Remember, if you come to a 10 frame that has the same number of dots on this side as it does this side, you have to use the equal sign, because when it's equal, there can't be a greater or less than. The numbers are exactly the same. Okay, my friends, great job comparing numbers with 10 frames. We're going to be working a lot with greater than, less than, and equal to. Okay, make sure that you put your finished work, the 4 problems you have to do on your own, in your envelope for me to check. Bye, friends.